Welcome to Vienna. When you come to Vienna, you think of a couple things. Maybe it's the great music with the waltz king here, Strauss, or maybe it's something like strudel, or better yet, Wiener Schnitzel. Today on Cook Like a Bastard, we're going to make a Viennese classic, Wiener Schnitzel, here on Cook Like a Bastard. We're here in Stadt Park. This is really the central part of Vienna, and everybody in this park is dreaming of one thing and one thing only. When am I going to get the next Wiener Schnitzel? You know, we've experienced a lot of Wiener Schnitzel here. There are Wiener Schnitzels as big as manhole covers, and as little as a little petite Wiener Schnitzel you get at the little petite Wiener Schnitzel shop here on the corner. Today we're going to make more of a traditional one, and you're going to enjoy it today at Cook Like a Bastard. Ah, Vienna. You know, if you listen closely, you can even hear the chimes of St. Stephen's ringing. Now, going there, saw a lot of things, a lot of great music and a lot of great food. And one, really, a Vienna taste treat is Wiener Schnitzel. Now, contrary to popular belief, Wiener Schnitzel isn't just chopped up little wieners. No, you start actually with veal here, and you can use other cuts of meat if you like, but really the best Wiener Schnitzel and the original Wiener Schnitzel is made with veal, but you can use pork or you can even use beef on it, but I chose to use veal because that's the authentic way to do it. So to get started, I'm going to take 3 eggs and just put them in my pan here because I'm going to use this as an egg wash to put the meat in. Nothing but the freshest eggs here in the Cook Like a Bastard studios. You know, while you're mixing your eggs and you're thinking of other things to do, you might want to go to cooklikeabastard.com. At there you're going to find all of our shows, promos, and a lot of great merchandise, so you too can look like a bastard. Not that you are a bastard, but I know you're not one. So anyhow, I'm going to mix my eggs up here, and I'm going to take a piece of my veal here. That is about a quarter pound, a little more than a quarter pound of veal. And I'm going to pound it out a little bit and flatten it with the flat side of it. Just enjoy yourself. Enjoy the thrill of beating things up. You know, often we get to hit garlic here and other things we get to hit, but today we're striking the veal. All right, so we've done that, and now I'm going to season my veal on both sides and put a little pepper on it. A little salt. And you know, one thing they don't do there, they don't put cayenne on it. Let me put a little cayenne on it, just give it a little more zip. I'm going to rub this in a bit. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to repeat the process. I chose to use white salt here because we're dealing with Austria. Put that on again, and put in here. I kind of rub this in. So now you're going to take a little flour mix here, and it's not really a flour mix yet because it's just flour. I'm going to put it in a pan here. Smooth this out here, and I look at this and I go, I think that flour's missing a little something. And of course it is. It's time for the cream of tartar incident here on Cook Like a Bastard. Just a pinch will do it all the time, your cream of tartar. All right, so I'm going to take here and take my little piece of veal here, and I'm going to put it in the flour, coat it, and then I'm going to put it in the egg. Turn it around here. Just kind of press it and make sure it's nicely coated. And I'm going to double coat it with flour. You know, they don't recommend doing that, but I'm going to do that here. A little different for here and Cook Like a Bastard. Just a little bit here. One more egg bath. And lay it out here. And take some breadcrumbs. Kind of pat those in. Now I've let some oil boiling here. Boiling. It's not like boiling. It's heating up. And let's just check the temperature from here. It's 360 degrees, so it's warm enough. So I'm take this, my nicely breaded veal, I'm going to put it right in here. And let the schnitzel begin. So it's going to take about 3 minutes on either side here. And we'll be right back and cook like a bastard. Once this gets going, after a couple minutes, you just turn it over. And you be careful here, because for God's sake, I'm not responsible if you burn up, am I? A couple more minutes, this is done already. I'm going to take this out of here and let it drain a little bit on a paper towel. Boy, wasn't this simple? And you've been waiting all these years to make Wiener Schnitzel. I ask you, what have you been waiting for? Except maybe your beer. And, well, we got one here too while we let this cool. And we're going to put the whole thing together. You can have a delicious meal here and cook like a bastard. Well, my German isn't very good, but I think this one person we're not going to be feeding here and cook like a bastard. Don't feed the rats. So we're saying here and cook like a bastard. Boy, that Wiener Schnitzel went so quick. We're going to do it again here so you can see the whole thing. And then put in a little bit of flour here. And then once I just coat one side of the flour with flour, I'm going to put a little pepper on it. A little salt. And a pinch of cayenne. When I say a pinch, well, maybe a lot better than a pinch. Now, cayenne isn't a really, and neither is the pepper, really part of an original recipe. But I think it gives it a little more zip, which I kind of like in my food. So I'm going to now coat this and now put the spices on my first side. A little salt, a little cayenne, a little pepper. Put it in my eggs here. I have a few eggs that I have mixed with a fork. Drop in my flour one more time, lightly coating it. And then I got this. I'm going to take some breadcrumbs. Boy, this is easy. You're surprised. Everything we make, you think it sounds complicated and ends up being easy. I mean, chopping up the little wieners would be harder than this, I think. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take a tongs, and I've heated up my oil to about, last time I checked, it's really close to about 360 degrees, so this should be good. I'm going to deep fry this for about 3 to 4 minutes. When in Europe, you know, I think a lot about history, and in Austria, I heard a lot about the Turkish and Austrian wars that happened in the 16 and 1700s, and you think, what can you do to bring these people together to kind of mend the pain of these dreadful wars 300 years ago? Well, as a cook, I think I can do it with cuisine. And what we're going to do today, we're going to bring some Wiener Schnitzel together and bring some Turkish potato salad. And I really loved this stuff when I was in Turkey. It's very simple. And I put these two things together in one plate as a celebration of the peace we all celebrate today. We're traveling all the way to Turkey today to make our side dish. Now, I'm not a big fan of the potato salad, and it's not the potatoes I don't like. I don't really like mayonnaise that much. You might, I don't. But the thing I like about this Turkish potato salad we're making today is that it is mayonnaise free. Now, it starts out with some golden Yukon potatoes, and I am boiling them right now. They've been boiling for about 20 minutes. I have 3 pounds of them, and I'm going to put them in a colander in the sink here. And while we let the potatoes cool, we're going to chop up the onions and get some lemon juice. Now, I've chosen to use a red onion here. You can use a yellow or a white onion. But I think because the potatoes are so white, as they say, even though these are like Yukon gold potatoes, they're really white. So the red onion here adds a little color to it and gives it that little panache that you like to have when you're cooking like a bastard here. So let me peel this thing quickly and see how long I can do this before I start crying. Because that has been the struggle. Someday I dream that we're going to have an onion-free show, just so you don't see the softer side of me. But for now, we're doing pretty good. So maybe it's the red onions that I can live with. So chop this up, you know, not too finely, kind of a medium fine. You can look that up in your joy of cooking. So it's good smelling onion. So just fine enough to say that I'm going to eat this, and how big of a piece of onion do you want to eat? You know, that's really the question. Chop these up, put them in my little side bowl here. Then I'm going to juice 1 lemon. I got a King Kong lemon here. That's just probably the size of 2 lemons, but I'm going to juice it anyhow, as if it's one. So it's really a nice combination I got going here. I got the lemon juice in the eye right now, and I got the onions in the eye. And I'm still holding my composure for you, the Cook Like a Bastard audience. That's the kind of stuff you get, the kind of stuff you deserve here, isn't it? Do the second one here. Got that done, and let's go check on those potatoes. Oh, they are nice and cool here. So we're going to chop these guys up here. Have a big little bowl here that I'm going to put them in. And chop them. You know, again, this is some of that finesse chopping. Cut it in half, then cut it in half again. And now you got quarters. Now we're going to go nuts here. We're going to go into eighths. Now, if your potatoes are so big, you might even want to go into 16ths. But don't ever cut your potatoes more than 16ths. You start getting to 30 seconds. Not even going to go there in potato land. So we're going to cut these up. And since you don't want to see me cut all of these up, we'll be right back after I'm done cutting these. Okay, finishing up cutting up these potatoes, and next I'm going to add 1/3 cup of olive oil, the lemon juice, and a tablespoon of white vinegar. So this thing becomes so easy to do. Add the olive oil, the nummy lemon juice, and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. I'm going to take some crushed red pepper here, about 1 palmful. About this much. Put that in there, add a little more color and, of course, flavor. Put some pepper. This thing is such an easy dish to make. It's very quick once you get the potatoes boiled, and it's so tasty. And no mayonnaise for people like me. I know people like mayonnaise. I'm not one of them. I can choose salt, and when you can choose the pink salt, the official salt of the Cook Like a Bastard kitchen. Okay, we got all these things together here. We're going to start mixing up this with the oils and the juices and the vinegar and the salt and the pepper. Put some of the red onions in here. And I'm going to take a little bit of parsley here and just chop this in here. More parsley for looks, parsley for flavor. That's what parsley is for, to be parsley, if you know what I mean. I think you do, because it's a smart audience. This is a very simple dish. We're going to let this chill for a little bit here and cook like a bastard. What a great combination. Brought a little of Austria together with Turkey with this wonderful potato salad, which has olive oil and lemon juice and parsley and red pepper, and Wiener Schnitzel, which was surprisingly easy to make. So I'm just going to plate this up. Have a little bit of the potato salad here. We have the Wiener Schnitzel. Let's give it a try. I've been waiting for this Wiener Schnitzel since I got home. See how tender it is. Nothing to it. Wiener Schnitzel. Turkish potato salad here on Cook Like a Bastard.
He cooks like a bastard. So can you. He's not a bastard, but cooks like one too. Don't miss that little something and cook like a bastard today.
David TV